Well, he's going to have to be tonight. 8 laps, 28 riders, top 4 transferring straight to tonight's main event. I asked Ivan this morning at breakfast just how he felt about riding in the mud, and he said, you know, I just hate getting dirty, but I guess I'm going to today. Quite a few hardy souls who are dedicated Supercross fans on hand here tonight in San Francisco. Apparently the Northern California Supercross fans love their two-wheeled action. And even in this kind of a nasty weather, turned out anyway to watch great riders like Ricky Carmichael in action here tonight. Getting ready for the gate to drop on heat number 2. Making their way through turn number 1, and it's going to stack up the pack.
2 of the guys who were first and second coming through that first turn, locked bars down into tough blocks, and just like that, their night just got much longer. There's Ivan Tedesco, number 9, and that's Makita Suzuki. He's buried in the back. Hasn't even restarted his motorcycle now.
Jeff Gibson has the lead. Ricky Carmichael runs in second, so Carmichael does what he has to do on the start. Then he gets a good one, puts himself in a position now to challenge for the lead, certainly in a transfer spot if he can stay upright.
Yeah, that is just the big key, just getting to that first turn, and down goes Jeff Gibson.
Gibson and Carmichael are down. Can Carmichael get up and get started?
Look at all the mud on Carmichael's handlebars. He had to pick up the bike. Gibson got sideways and that step on, step off. And Carmichael had nowhere to go but just into the side of Jeff Gibson, and down he goes. His night just got a little bit more difficult. You see his shroud, bike is banged up right now.
And the vision is off for Carmichael. He's struggling just to see where he's going. You can see him shaking his head, trying to clear the mud.
He went down on his head. You see all the mud buried on the left side of his head right now. His goggle strap is kind of askewed as well.
And Denny, when you reach up to clear everything away, you're reaching up with a glove that's covered in mud. It does you no good. It looks like Mike LaRocco. We talked about the veteran rider. He's out front. Challenge by the number 11 of Travis Preston, another one of the Honda factory riders.
Mike LaRocco has had a very long career, and he has seen mud many times over the years. He's from Michigan or Indiana area. You know, he knows these conditions very well. And Mike LaRocco, he could be the dark horse tonight. You never know.
And physically a big rider, too. A lot of upper body strength, which is what you're going to need tonight to wrestle these bikes around. Stay with us. Mike LaRocco in the lead of heat number 2. Believe it or not, that is a yellow Suzuki, and covered in mud is Ricky Carmichael. He has fought his way back into the lead here at heat number 2 at SBC. Now, moments ago, it was a different story for Ricky Carmichael. Up to the front.
See the bottom of the screen, Jeff Gibson has to roll that section. Carmichael has nowhere to go, but just on top of him, buries the motorcycle, and down he goes.
That put Mike LaRocco on the 5 out in front, but Carmichael came challenging back and doubled when LaRocco just rolled through the finish line jump, and that put Carmichael back out front. But he's having a real difficult time seeing his way around the racetrack here at SBC. And he's just trying to survive right now.
Look at these ruts, Ralph. Look at how deep they're developing. This is usually it'd be a simple rhythm section. Just double them through it, no big deal. Tonight in the mud and rain, huge ruts are developing. Anytime you deal with ruts, these things can grab your feet, rip your feet off the foot pegs, and just drag you right down the ground.
Danny, on a night like tonight, when you're really having so much difficulty seeing, what kinds of things can you use as markers to help find your way around this racetrack? Because as we said earlier today, the riders didn't get much practice, just a total of 15 minutes.
You're basically just wanting to avoid the deep ruts. You know, if you can't see the bottom of a rut, you want to avoid it, because that thing's going to reach up, grab the motorcycle, stop it, keep you from moving. And sometimes the good places are where there's a little bit of water, because the water shows that it's a little bit more packed in that spot. Avoid these deep ruts, kind of search out the water a little bit better sometimes.
Remember the riders, as the running order scrolls across the top of your screen, the numbers in green, those are the riders that have transfer positions locked up as we continue here in heat number 2. Everybody with red numbers still has to work their way into a transfer spot. 4 riders coming out of this heat, including that rider right there, Gibson. Remember, he had a great start to Jeff Gibson and was in the lead of this one early, and even after going down, he at least still holds on to a transfer spot. banging on the bars, trying to get them back in order.
Yeah, you see him banging there on the clutch lever. Jeff Gibson trying to knock that thing back down after he went down with Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael, you see his shroud on his motorcycle on his left side has been ripped off right now. That shroud directs air into the radiator, keeps the motorcycle cool. If this was a 20-lap main event and that shroud be kind of banging around right there, the motorcycle's already going to run hot. It'd be something you'd have to worry about. But in this 8-lap heat race, not nearly a factor.
This is the final lap. You'll get a good look at that shroud as Ricky comes right at us, flopping around right by his left knee, just in front of it.
It was interesting to see how quickly Carmichael made up ground. He made up a ton of ground, jumped in the lead, threw down a quick 106. Right now he's running a lap time about 114. He knows he's out front. He's just going to try and survive, finish this 8-lap heat race and put in that main event.
And LaRocco not far behind him, but Mike will be happy just to get to the finish of this one and get himself into a solid transfer. And here comes Travis Preston as well, making a challenge on the 11 for second place on the outside of that rhythm section, but the win will go to Carmichael. LaRocco will take second. Preston will cross in third. And Gibson should make it home for fourth and the final transfer straight out of heat number 1.